how do you level with a flat thing in here? Okay, now the logical thing, I know that's exaggerated, and in truth you would be able to get a flat filing, but let's just take this to its conclusion. Let's say we do bring that down, and this is an extreme version. Yeah, we'll level that one, yeah, we'll cut the top of that one, but you can see what we've done. If we're leveling frets on a curve, which is what we've got when we've got the thing under normal playing tension, this is what the jig is supposed to be simulating according to everything I've read. Right, all that's going to happen is you'll take off the high spots, and actually what you're going to do is you're going to keep coming down until you've got basically you're reaching the lowest of your low points. Nice one, yummy. So this is an extreme example. Obviously you won't cut the end of the guitar off, but in a very slight gentle curve, you can see that, yeah, look, guess what I've done? I've taken a curved neck, I've created a totally level set of frets, and people who've spoken to me about this or criticised the method I've used in doing it flat, not doing it in loaded situation, they say, oh, this is much more accurate. But the truth is, let's say that this is not as, obviously not as extreme. Let's say that that's our real relief, right? And you've told me that you've done it under tension, and lo and behold, look at that, you've taken a slightly curved neck with its uneven frets, and you've used this lovely straight bar, and you've levelled them all out now. So here we go. We've got a set of frets which are all beautifully level now. Can you see them? There, you've done it with your thing. Now let's take away the levelling beam that you used with your loaded neck on the jig. And what have we got? Well, let's do it with this. We've got, on our jig, we've got a curved neck, which is a neck under playing, let's get a different colour. We've got a neck under playing tension, which everyone says is much more accurate. And under playing tension, we've used our beam and done all the right stuff. Okay, and what have we got? We've got ourselves, it's not very accurate this, but we've got ourselves a nice level, that's badly done, but let's say that's how it ends up. We've got a bunch of frets that look a bit like this, that all beautifully level. That one's chopped, maybe that one's chopped a bit, maybe that one just touches, maybe that one just touches, and so on, a little bit chopped. Anyway, that's what we've said we've done, right? Hooray, it's fabulously accurate. But then you draw back into this your nut and your bridge, right? Where has the relief gone that curve provided before, right? Remember, here's our string coming along the top, and we're going to hit it, and it's going to describe this circle here, nice wide circle, right, like a skipping rope. Do you remember how before the purpose of the curve was to give ourselves room for this? Now, the only way you're going to have room for this is if your nut and your bridge are higher, right? Because you've taken away the curve by, I probably spoiled the picture a little bit, but by levelling like that, you flattened out the curve that you'd put into it, which was the curve necessary for the strings to freely rotate. Now, if you're going to tell me that you first of all level these and then put a curve into it again, right? You dial some more in with your truss rod, you take off the pressure on the truss rod and allow the strings to pull even more, even if they will, then all you'll end up with is that line will then become like that, which is what you would have got if you'd have started by laying these all level, levelling them all like I'm doing, and then letting the string pull the levelled frets into a curve. Now, please don't tell me that is going to make any difference at all, or whether it's just, I mean, all it does is adds another pointless layer to what we're already doing. So, sorry to bore you with that, but that's why I cannot for the life of me see an argument for putting the neck under playing tension before doing this particular job. I have to say, unless somebody can give me a coherent explanation, I'm going to discount it. I'm afraid I'm going to consider it to be not a credible argument. Okay. So, the first go across here tells me what's low and what's high, and I can see a couple of high spots, high here, high there. A couple of them are touched all the way along, which is great, which means they're sort of fairly consistent with everything. So it feels like we're, sorry, this is going to be really noisy. It feels like we're close enough, right down in volume now, right down. We're close enough to just keep going with this beam. It's a 12 inch, we're on 12, we're level. So we're going to keep going until we've got everything. It's pretty close. That's a good fret installation job. Home fretting. That's not a bad go actually. Hardly any adjustment to make here. And it's also nice because we're doing it at 220 and not the ravages of the crimson file. There's a bit of extra tension down this end. There's a low fret down here, bizarrely. Everything else is looking quite good, but it's good. We need a bit of fall away on here as well anyway. So we'll have to give this a little bit of extra tension on this end. That's it, we've picked up that low fret now. A plus about using this block is that it's very gentle by comparison to the crimson file. So having done some of that, now I just want to do a bit of random checking. There are still little clicks there, and that will tell us how much more we need to do. If you want to, you can mark where the points are. I'll go back. Okay, I'll just put a blob here. So sort of quick snapshot. You know, really just to, sorry, it's probably loud as well, just to make sure that everything's good. I'm really, oh, there's a bit of a high one there. I'm really impressed with this though so far. It's a remarkably accurate job, considering, you know, it's a home. Well, I say considering it's home fretting. The point here is that home fretting is as accurate as machine fretting, basically. Or machine. It's never done by machine, is it? Okay, there's a bit more work to do on this, so I'll keep going. It's not too bad though. So I'm going to take the volume down again, sorry. So I don't kill you with the noise. If you're in the mood, you can also go to a straight beam like this. Not as rigidly accurate as the radius block, but some people prefer this because it's flatter. But again, what you're coming to do is follow the radius over by hand, kind of, you know. And again, just do some more checking. Still a bit more to take down there. Now, if you find that the one is particularly high, you can actually use a file in a different direction. Well, I don't really want to do that because it runs the risk of reshaping the fret, which I don't want to do. This one here is particularly high, as marked. I want to sort of concentrate on that one and bring it down. Obviously, it's going to involve the nearby frets as well. Getting there. So that's just one that's not perfectly installed by virtue of how it's gone in, and pretty much everything else is good. So a little extra height here as well. So it's a matter of we're just going to work those a bit more extremely. As I say, keeping using the block means that we get there slowly, but we'll keep the radius true. I'm just slightly leaning into this so that I don't take much more off the surrounding ones than I need to. It's just really a matter of wearing away on this particular one. There we go. Yeah, almost there on that one. I'll do a bit more work on this one. Again, so not the typical way we'd use this, but I'm just leaning into this one to do some extra treatment on it. The fact that it's installed slightly higher than the others isn't going to be a problem once we get it down to level, because we'll crown it and it will end up looking and feeling just like all the rest. The only difference is we'll know that there's technically a bit less material in the remainder of this than there is on some of the others, because it's sitting slightly higher out of the wood than everything else, but that's what you'll get. There you go. That is almost spot on. I'm just going to now bring everything back up to level. And a bit of extra pressure at this end just to ensure that bit of fall away as the neck stiffens up here. Okay, let's see what we got. Good. Tiny bit more still left in here. I'm supporting this just a little bit. I don't want the neck to bend down too much, so a little bit of kind of support. I want to do this with as little downward force as possible. You don't want to deform the neck as we do it. I mean, you can use other types of things, depending on what you've got to hand, but probably that's not going to work. But there'll be you'll find some things you can use just to prop it up. Pack it out. Sometimes post-it notes are quite good. You can get a few of those together. But as it happens, I'm just holding it by hand. Okay, let's check this one again. tiny bit. It's almost there. That one's there. Just on this close near edge to me, it's a little bit higher, so I'm just going to give it a bit of extra power. Test it again. There we go. Good. Tiny bit there. Let's do this last bit. Again, supporting it just so it's not taking any extra distortion. So a little bit more, tiny fraction more. I say slow. 220 is quite capable of grinding away your frets. Just on the edge. Right, there we go, done. Right, so I'm going to brush this down and then we'll go on to the next stage. So, get some of the dust off it. And then we'll put it back in here. Nice having the cardboard underneath it. So this next part is the reprofiling part of it, which is you'll have seen before if you've watched any of these videos. And it's fairly straightforward. Just going to get myself into position. I'll just leave it resting on its own neck. So the thing we're going to do is we've got our jumbo fret reprofiling file, and I'm going to now just mark up all the frets again, and this time we're going to take some time. I won't film all this because it gets boring. I'm just going to, I just realised I got my phone in my pocket. Oh, why do I do this? Should have told me. I should have told me. Sorry. It's probably made all of this unwatchable. I'll take the sound off or something. Anyway, so here we are. I'm going to I've got all the settings wrong. 60, what's this, 40? Sorry, I'm hopeless. 60, 50 something. Anyway, reprofiling now using the crowning tool, the diamond crowning file. And here we are. Again, this will get noisy, so take the volume down again. It's not quite as noisy as the other things, I don't think. Yeah, it probably is. Okay, so that's all we're doing, all the way up here, up to the end. I'm going to stop and come back to you when that's done, and we'll be ready to do the polishing part.